It's week 3 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Falcons and the football team next on EA Sports.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
And I think if you're handing out hardware through 2 weeks of the season, he might be your MVP. Already 7 touchdown passes in just 2 games. As we do know, though, in real life, they don't hand you out anything this early. A lot of games left to get through between now and then.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Now he's flushed out left. He's going deep for Brown. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on, a big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Here's Hardman to return. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week. And
to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 21 carries, 110 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
Jamin Davis there to bring him down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A quick throw out to Hardman on the perimeter. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Thompson to throw on 3rd down. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Benjamin St. Juste there on the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Thompson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Mecole Hardman there to make the grab. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 9-play drive. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Foyesade Oluokun gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Throwing on 2nd and long. Bridgewater. This one complete to Devin Funchess. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Bridgewater. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right down behind center. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Here's a give to Fournette. And some space here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Time to take a glance into what we've seen so far from Teddy Bridgewater. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well. But out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 18 carries, 81 yards.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater.
Let's get it popping.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. 54 is Mike. Bridgewater now. And this is going to be incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first. This is Fournette. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down. Back to throw. Thompson. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to back him up almost a full 10 yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 officially, and it's fourth down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 15. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has... to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, my initial thought was that maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one away, and maybe he was. But he's going to get away with it because as he tried to throw it over the left sideline there's a receiver right there in the area, so no grounding call.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. On third down, Bridgewater. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Thomas. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
45. Mike, 45.
A handoff for Gibson. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. Officially it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
45.
Throwing, Bridgewater. And a throw there going to be incomplete. That close on third down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on third and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that?
Come on,
They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they show confidence in their defense by punting it away.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. 49 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Well, Leonard Fournette, not a guy to shy away from contact. He can lower the boom on you when he gets ahead of steam, and that was a heck of a run right there. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's Thompson. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Now Thompson. This is the tight end, Njoku. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Thompson off the play fake. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 42. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now Leonard Fournette fighting through. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was trying for right, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. The sack by Jordan Willis. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this 1st half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Thompson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard, where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd and 10, Bridgewater. Got a man, it's Brown. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Thomas has got it, complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And again, it's Bridgewater. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
Good call there on 1st down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. From the gun, Bridgewater. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. To throw is Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Bridgewater to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Here's Tressway now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, Thompson. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Off play action. Thompson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. So we reach halftime, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Come on now, let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Thompson. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yes.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Foyesade Oluwakin picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll run with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Hands it off out of the gun. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here's Thompson on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. Operating from the gun, Thompson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he's taken down inside the 30. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. Thompson now throwing on 1st down. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down. Fournette running out of the gun. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back to throw. Thompson. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch the pass. Right there. 54, right there.
Here's Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Jordan Willis able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's way now as he's on to punt for Washington. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 90 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Back now at FedEx Field. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 34-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. Looking to throw. Thompson. Completes it to Hardman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. Back to throw. Thompson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Back to throw again. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They look for Pitts again. This time he's got it. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts in a 7-yard touchdown. And the Falcons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. To throw, Bridgewater. And Thomas has it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Bridgewater on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Taking a shot for Samuel. And, oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Desperation time, fourth down, Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. A handoff to Fournette. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Falcons on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Thompson. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, and it's fourth down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Not often do fourth down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback. Fournette is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown passes. They're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Throwing, Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. 45, 45, 45, 45.
Bridgewater again. This will be caught by Brown. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
Oh, no doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. And this is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Fournette. Runs over him. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 104 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A throw over the middle taken in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And a nice gain at 21 yards. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
He's got him in the driver's seat here in the fourth quarter. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And, Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
From the 3, 2nd and a yard.
Hey, where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Atlanta, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.